Yo, 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 what's going on? This is the NRW where nerds rule the world. It's your boy, Kuya P, aka Patrick Michael Strange of the NRW. And we are back for another interview, y'all. I've got a returning guest who's a good friend. He's an amazing artist. You've heard his tracks when you watch these animes out here. I know all of my people out here are some big anime heads. And so you've heard my man. And if you haven't seen my man on the NRW before, you're going to need to get familiar. He's been killing it for a long time. He's representing Boston, Beantown, my man from Hybrid Thoughts. I'm going to bring him up on the screen right now, shooting off air horns. Aztech, what's good, brother?
Yes, sir. What's poppin', man?
I am well, man. Congrats. You got this new album, man, that we're going to talk about. I'm hype. I love to see it. I've been, as we started off, been seeing you doing a lot more conventions and shows lately. So and getting the word out about anime and hip hop. I love that, man. It's dope. Good to see you, brother. You're looking good.
You too. Likewise, brother. You know, Asian don't raisin. We know that.
Hey, there we go. So talk to me. What have you been up to, man, since this past year, leading into this new project, Aztech Green 21 from Aztech?
Yeah. So pretty much, like as anyone who follows me will know, like I've obviously been doing hip hop for over 2 decades, but you know, the past, I'd say like 7 years or so, is when like the whole anime thing has been happening for me. And you know, to be real, I mean, the love and attention I've gotten over these past, you know, 7 years just for anime as opposed to hip hop has been kind of crazy. So like I mean, it was kind of evident to me even like a year ago that this is the path that I'm taking a little more so than anything, as far as like, you know, soundtracks and anime and all that. But this past year, I think it actually happened like probably around the same time I first connected with you, like during like the whole COVID era. You know what I mean? I was like, I really got to like kind of sit and think a little more about like what direction I want to take now, because I'm not, you know, I'm not super young no more. You know, the whole like being on stage all the time and overexerting myself and all that, it's kind of getting a little, you know, I mean, I will always love to perform, man, but you know, it's just getting a little hectic on that side. So being that I already had this lane, I felt like, you know, it's time to just go full force with that. And like I was telling you before we went on, like this year, I've got a little more heavy on the convention side, doing a lot of meet and greets, a lot of panel hosting, still performing too, you know, and obviously the soundtracks have kept coming in. So it's kind of, you know, that being said, like the reason I made Green 21, Green 21 is obviously a hip hop album. You know, it's like any other hip hop I do. It's real 90s based boom bap hip hop. But the difference with this album is I made this specifically for the anime fans in mind. So like what I said, you know, recently in like the press release and all that was that I approached this the way I would approach handling like an entire soundtrack. And being that the anime fans have showed me so much love over the past, you know, 7-8 years, one of the main questions I always get is like, you know, what would you do if you had your own anime? You know, what would you, how would you approach making music for an anime that you created? So Green 21 is that. It's kind of my gift to the anime community. Like, you want to know what, if I had the opportunity to handle an entire soundtrack, Green 21 is what it would sound like. Because for all these animes I've done, like Jujutsu Kaisen and Dr. Stone, you know, they've been like work for hire joints where like the score is made, I come in and I rhyme on them. You know what I mean? I get plenty of creative control with what I write, but sonically, Green 21 is if I had a complete reins over an entire soundtrack, this is what it would sound like.
I'm muted. Y'all. Y'all probably saw me talking and I muted myself because I was drinking. Didn't want to interrupt my man as he was flowing. So bro, as I was saying until I unmuted myself, I'm loving to see it. You know, you love to see it. Good people doing great things, and bruh, just amazing, man. And yeah, I just been peeping from the sidelines, man. Like, yo, can coach let me in, man? Let me cheer you on. It's just you all up in Beantown, but I'm gonna have to come up. We're gonna have to make that connection happen.
Yeah, so likewise, man.
Collab and get some stuff going, man. But I'm digging it, man. So congratulations. And I know as the day of we're shooting this, filming this interview, my man's about to have this release party. I know that's gonna be live tonight. So congrats on that, man. You deserve all good things, brother. So
thank you.
Yeah, hell yeah. But let's talk about the media time. So, you know, I love that it was brought to the notion that, hey, if you were to do your own anime, you know, so this was the result of that, right? Sonically, with your sound and your with what you do. Can you tell me what was like the first track? When did you start laying down this album? Was it when we were talking or not too long after we last talked? Tell me about how this all kind of came together. And I see some of the cats who got involved with this as well, if we can highlight them.
Yeah, no, for sure. So yeah, it was a little bit after our last like sit down, I think. And I think it was on the tail end because last time we talked is when Jujutsu Kaisen started kind of like soaring off and taking off like crazy. And like the animes did before that were obviously, you know, crazy and monumental, but like seeing like how that one took off so much is kind of what inspired me. Like, cause then like, you know, I have a shop in over here in Mass too. Me and my wife own a store in Cambridge, and a lot of anime fans come in, and just like it's a constant flow of like love and support. And like being an underground rapper, man, we're not used to that. You know what I mean? Like we're the rapper that can still walk around and nobody really knows who we are by sight. You know what I mean? They might know our music, but they don't know us by sight. But it's crazy because that has changed so much in anime. And the crazy part about that is anime, nobody even sees me, which means that these fans are so dedicated that they really do the research, find out who makes this music, find out that I have a store. They come here, you know what I'm saying? And like, it's just really dope, man. So like that all culminating was like, I need to give something to this community, you know, rather than just what I do for these shows. They're going to watch these shows anyways, you know? And like I said, it's a question I always get. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to make my own soundtrack, even with there's no anime to back it up. Like the visuals that I'm doing and the lyrics and everything is kind of, you know, is what that project's going to take you to.
I dig it. For when you were laying it down. Before I get into that with some other stuff, I wanted to show love and light to the producers that rocked with you on this. Talk to me about those collabos.
Yeah, for sure. So mainly two producers, as one other one as well, but IADONIK, who's from Osaka, Japan, who I work with a lot. My last project that I did was fully produced by him. He produced, so it's 10 joints on the album. He produced 6. 3 are produced by my super close friends, CLOAQXDAGGER, who are from out here in Boston, who, if you know me, you know them, that, you know, I don't go anywhere without them.
They had to come through.
Yeah, for sure. Plus, Matthias from CLOAQXDAGGER actually recorded and mixed the whole entire album too. And there's one track on that's produced by a cat named NOTILDE, who's actually not even a hip hop producer. He's a house producer. But all he did was slow down a BPM, and I just, you know, wrapped my ass off on it, and it turned out dope. One of my favorite joints on the album. So
Hell yeah. So talk to me about some of these tracks. Is there a particular track that was that kind of came to you before this album, or a particular track that you really bumped, that you really feeling? Tell me about a couple of the meanings behind some of these tracks.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it actually the first track I recorded for this actually was at first separate from like the entire like theme I had for this album. It was just a track I had to do. It's with my super long time homie ST NACK, who's actually if you're familiar with Griselda, he's all over the new West Side Gun album. He's kind of part of that whole crew now. But he's actually like, we're not blood related, but we're pretty much family. Like if you know me, you know, like we grew up in the same exact, not just neighborhood, but like the same house almost. You know what I mean? And we've both been rocking hip hop for like over 20 years, and we've never done a joint together, which was crazy. So that had to happen, and he's a big anime fan too. You know what I mean? So that kind of all culminated. Very dope. So that song's called Bulletproof Pagodas. That's actually like the first song after the intro. But my favorite joint on there is actually with it's myself, my man PARANOM, who's the other cat on all these soundtracks with me, and this Japanese idol, if you know what Japanese idols are, a singer named YUKIE. We did a joint together, and when you hear this song, there is no way that you're not going to think that it belongs on an anime, because I almost didn't put it on this album and like pushed it to Toho Animation to be like, hey, if you got any like huge production coming out, this needs to be on it. But the more I listened to it, it was too special to me, so I kept it from my album. You know what I mean? But super dope. That's probably my favorite joint on the album for sure. And actually, it was tough, man. These are all my babies, you know. I do have another song on there with my man Judge the Disciple and a cat from a J-pop band named SHIORI KUBRICK. We have a song that's completely dedicated to retro gaming and retro gamers, and that's just it's a long overdue subject for me, you know. So finally got that knocked out too.
That's dope, dude. I can't wait to listen to it, and especially in the car, in the ride. You know, that's the best 100%. Time to listen to tracks is in the ride.
100%.
Man, was there anything that didn't make it, or were, you know, like the X amount of tracks that you wanted for this, or maybe tracks you're gonna save for other projects?
Yeah, definitely. There was
Yeah.
quite a few. So my man IADONIK specifically, the producer from Japan, this cat's, he's a monster, man. Like he literally for this project sent me about 200 beats.
Damn.
And I tried to like listen to all of them, but like it got to a point where like, all right, man, I need to kind of wrap it up. But those will obviously be used in the future, man. This dude is such a workhorse, man. He literally pumps out like 100 beats a week. It's crazy, I've never seen anything like it. But so there's always constant stuff being worked on. A lot of stuff I recorded too. That when I got like the whole idea of this being like an anime soundtrack, there was just certain tracks I recorded that didn't really fit. That sounded too much like a rugged hip hop track or something. Like it doesn't really belong.
There ain't nothing wrong with that. We love that.
No, never.
We want to see that eventually, whenever that drops.
100%. So all that stuff will see the light of day at some point.
I dig it, man. Yo, I'm excited. So, any plans? Well, I know you're doing a lot of conventions, and like I said, I want to tag up with you and let's rock some of these shows and talk about our love for hip hop, our love for anime, our love for comics, man. I'd love to do that with you. Just been peeping your game doing that, man, and excited for you. And so is, like you said, you've been kind of strained to do more conventions than shows, but is there any plans to do like a little tour with this particular album now that it's coming out? What are the plans now with the marketing of this? You and I are talking. What are the plans to push this out to the people?
Plenty. I mean, I'll be doing a lot of shows, but I'm always doing shows, especially locally. I'm getting booked all the time, but for this album, since I approached it as an anime soundtrack, I'm kind of using the conventions as a way to like. So the touring off this will be like conventions, you know what I mean? It'll be like a convention tour, like a continuation of the convention tour I've been doing this year anyway. So,
son, we got to talk, because now you got me thinking there's MagFest here in the DC area where I'm at. There's KatsuCon, where a lot of these shows are hybrids. They're not just pop culture conventions. They also have live music and acts and performers. My BlurCon that I'm with, my BlurCon team, dude, we got to have you at BlurCon 2023.
Yeah, I'm familiar. I wanted to be there this year too.
Hell yeah.
No, I'm very familiar with BlurCon.
We gonna make that pop. We gonna make that happen. I love it. Oh, you know what? As soon as you said I want to take this to the conventions and stuff because it's anime, bruh. Let's do that. We gonna talk offline. We gonna make that happen. I'm digging 100%. It. I'm just happy for you, brother. I love to see it. I love the creativity. I love the boom bap. I'm an old school hip hop head, and you got that old school flavor that I feel, man. And man, and you just keep shining, brother. No, much love to you, all of that, all the energy, sending it through the line right now. What else do you want to say to the people? What else can they look forward to? I know your mind is on this. I'm gonna hit you off with one other question before we leave out, because I know you're preparing for this after party tonight. Well, not after party, but the premiere party. What else can we expect, or just anything you want to promote, show love to, or any cats that you rocking with right now?
Yeah, definitely. Well, obviously, Green 21's everywhere today. Definitely peep it. It's a project I'm actually very proud of. I recently finished Dr. Stone Season 3. I did about 5 songs for Dr. Stone Season 3. I believe that's coming out early 2023, though. I got a bunch of conventions coming up. A lot of them are leaving my mind right now. I know the next one I have is until November, actually. But November 4th to 6th, I'll be at J1Con in Atlantic City. I'm performing there with Paranom. I'll be at Anime NYC at the Javits Center too. And there's definitely a ton more that I'm just blanking on right now.
All good. So let's throw them socials out there so they can follow you, check you out online and all that.
100%. It's Aztech E on Twitter, AZTECHYI. Kirk Aztech E on IMDb. That's where you'll keep up to date with all my soundtrack work and all that. And just hit that Google, man. I've been around for a long time, so.
Hell yeah, my guy. I love it. Yo, so I'm gonna hit you off with I want to mess with you a little bit, because I know you now. We fam, we squad. So I can mess with you a little bit.
All day.
Obviously, you rock these tracks for these animes without promoting the animes you already on. I want to know for the fans out there, like what animes is Aztec peeping right now? Because there's a lot of new stuff dropping. I know I've been checking out a few joints lately. I've been kind of in and out. So for the fans, give me a top 3 that is on the must-watch list right now. Besides the ones you're obviously laying tracks down for.
yeah, like the one I'm watching. Ones I'm watching currently.
Yeah.
Let's see. I just finished Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, which was crazy and very odd, but I dig the weird shit. Me and my wife just finished watching Blue Period together a little while ago. That was a really dope one, especially if you're an artist, you can totally relate to it.
That's like a classic.
Yeah. And what we're watching some crazy one, right? Oh yeah. I don't even know if I would recommend it, but I'm watching it right now because we started to, but it's
What's that?
Backstreet Girls Goku Dolls or something like that.
Okay.
It's about these three Yakuza brothers who owe a debt and they have to like become a J-pop like girl group and become rich. It's anime, bro. You know.
Yo, I'm like my wife and well, not my wife, but my daughter is heavy, and she's a fan of yours, by the way. Like when I started, you know, she started peeping. Oh, Dad, I didn't know you talked to that guy when she was looking at some of my interviews and stuff, and she's seeing how some of her animes are the cats I'm talking to, and it, you know, I got cool points, bro. So I'm about to get some more cool points because of you today. So
I gotta send her some stuff. I got plenty of stuff right now. So
bro, I plan to link up with you soon, man. We're gonna hit this convention circuit together. But man, I'm just excited for you, brother. All the love to you. Props on this release. Everybody, I'm gonna have the links in the description. Make sure you go cop Green 21 from my man Aztech and just give him all the follow, subscribes, peep him out when he's at the shows, and hopefully you'll see me by his side and I'll be his hype man while he lays down the tracks. Let's do that.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, y'all. My boy Aztech from Hybrid Thoughts, Green 21 is out right now. It's your boy, Kuya P. This is NRW, Nerds Rule the World. Blah, blah.
Boy.